I ran a weekly wheel strategy on SoFi for the entire month of November, and here's the results I got. Yo, what's going on, Premium Chasers? I hope you're having an absolutely God-blessed day. Make sure to drop a comment down below in today's video because you're going to get our small account starter kit completely for free. And while you're down there, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Guys, as you know, I've been running the weekly wheel strategy on SoFi for the entire month of November, and the results have kind of shocked me. And I'm excited to share what those results looked like, especially if you're considering getting into a weekly wheel strategy. So let's go over and I'll share with you guys what those actual results look like. I actually just had my shares called away for, SoFi had an insane run here at close on Friday and ended up having to actually sell my shares. But here on our trade log, or my personal trade log here, I'm tracking my weekly wheel progress, and you could see we've had a good mixture of outcomes, right? So 60% of the time I was able to close my positions out early. 20% of the time they ended up expiring worthless, and 20% of the time they ended up getting called away. So you can see here, I started, my first trade was a covered call on the 7th with 100 shares that I purchased, right? And I had eventually bought to close those positions. I did bought to close, really, I was running a covered call really on SoFi for the first really 2 weeks of the month. And essentially I bought to close actually both those positions at the same exact cost. My cost basis for my shares when I started this, if you remember at the beginning of November, SoFi had a big drop. It dropped down to like 20, around the 26 level. I bought my 100 shares for $2,600, $2,681. So that's why you see I put my collateral here as $2,681. And for those first 2 weeks, I was really just running a covered call essentially on those shares, right? Eventually, though, I layered in a cash secured put on this for the 2450s. That ended up getting expired, right? Completely expired here. Nice little ROI on collateral. And then I did another cash secured put, which I ended up closing out early. This was a fun one, literally within a day. SoFi has been so volatile the month of November. We collected a lot more premium than I expected. Total premium that we collected on this month was over close to $320, which is insane on that premium because we were able to get in and out. But eventually, as all things happen, we did get called away. Our shares that we had bought for $2,681, we sold for $2,800. As you guys saw that in my brokerage account right here that I'm actually using SoFi Invest. I have a love-hate relationship with it. But you see, I ended up selling off my shares and got $2,800 back, a little less, 2 cents less than that. And then I have one final cash secured put that is the 2650s that expired. Actually, this one expired too. So this actually expired worthless as well. So that is the full month of trading. And, I would say those are fantastic results in my opinion. So let's kind of talk about what the strategy actually looked like in depth here. Now, I am primarily using Fidelity. I am using SoFi Invest, but I share with you guys that a lot. I've been using our Fidelity Trader Plus a lot for really the past 2 months, and I'm really enjoying it. It's not as great as like a Think or Swim platform, but I really, really do like it. So basically, if you don't know what I was doing, is I was running a weekly wheel strategy. So here on the right side, you see my options chain. Maybe I could minimize this chart a little bit. Hopefully my monitor allows me to. So let me pull in this a little bit. If it allows me to, come on, there we go. Sorry, I usually have this on my bigger monitor. So what I was doing was running a weekly wheel on this, right? So in this example, I'll just say, let's just look at December 5th, right? Now, obviously SoFi, if we look at the chart here, we are at this top Bollinger Band area. I do believe we're going to have hopefully a nice retraction here with SoFi for me to get back into it. I think it's ran a little bit too hot for me to go and sell puts on this again right now. I have a couple put positions in on this. I have like 23 puts and stuff, but I do believe SoFi right now, especially this past week, had rallied way too hard, really getting up to that $30 level. If we see a lot of like support there and we start treating 30 as our support, then yes, I will essentially have to start getting into that into it at that point because I'm very bullish on this company. But I do want to see a little retraction back towards this bottom Bollinger Band area before getting into some more puts here on SoFi. Now, that is obviously I'm looking at a 1-day chart here, but if we even go over a 3-month chart, here's what I usually like to even look at. We are still a little heavily overbought here right now, in my personal opinion, and it's a little too hot for me. So I'm actually happy I ended up selling my shares at 28. I didn't think I was going to end up having to sell those shares. I really didn't. But with that said, I am going to wait for us to have a little come back down to like that 25-ish level, maybe 26-ish level, and start selling my puts in. I do have the 2650 puts in. That was a little bit aggressive, but we'll see what happens. At the worst case scenario in this strategy, guys, is that I end up having to hold SoFi shares, which I don't mind. I genuinely don't, but I do think it being at that like 30 level, we kind of need to see I need to see a little bit of a pullback. So basically what we are seeing here, sorry, this Trader Plus does not like this monitor, but let me try to bring it back in here normally and see the options chain. All right, cool. So what I was essentially doing was a weekly. Now, the weeklies do require a bit more management, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. It does. It does require a little bit more management. My recommendation is to stick to monthlies if you're like a little bit busier. I mean, look how many trades I took for the most part, right? I took about 7 trades in a month, which to me is a lot just on one stock, right? Like just on one stock. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't necessarily think you have to do weeklies. Obviously, you will get better results doing weeklies, but you do need to be a little bit more active, and obviously we are not day traders here. But with that said, I usually like to go and look at a lot of the strike prices, and I'm going for a delta of around 0.20 to 0.30. Ideally, what I'm looking for is I really want a ROI on collateral of about 1%. That's my personal target, right? You got to go figure out yours. Obviously, I showed you guys right here on here. Not all of them got to that level, right? I had a 0.77 here, right? And that just happens. Sometimes you're not. You got to figure out what yours are, because whatever your ROI on collateral goal target is going to dictate your strike price selection, okay? That is so key to understand, right? You have to make sure that you are picking a strike price based on your specific target. So for me here, if I'm looking at like even December 5th here, there's just nothing here, guys. Like even at the 25s, right, it's a $6, which is insane, right? So now we're starting to have to play real close at these 28 levels, which I don't believe we've been at long enough. We have look at how quickly SoFi has moved just over the past month, right? I mean, we hit 32, right? We saw a lot of resistance there, right? But we didn't make a new higher high at this level, which is it is a bullish sign. That is a very bullish sign in my opinion. I do think we're gonna go over that 32 level probably this week. So we'll see. Again, for me, I'm gonna hold off a little bit on selling puts on this to see kind of where things calm down. You guys know I try to be a very conservative investor, especially with this strategy. But if you were going to do puts on this, right, you would essentially pick a strike price that obviously you are comfortable owning the shares. Me personally, I like deltas around 20 to 30. For example, this is a 21 delta, about a 20% chance of assignment, about an 80% chance of expiring worthless, and I'd collect $32 of premium on that trade, but I'd be locking up, right, $2,800, right? So if I toss this into the calculator here, our cash secured put calculator, all my calculators and trade logs, guys, they are completely for free. Attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop, the first link in the description. It's about an hour and a half long training, and at the end I give you all these calculators and trade log templates that you can walk away with and start using for yourself. So what do we say? We're going to collect $33 or $32 on $2,800 in collateral, right? And that gives us about that 1.14% return in a month, or in a week. Now, listen, the risks are important to understand here. Can't stress it enough, because some of you guys will be blinded by the premiums. Listen, I know what it means to have the premium blinders. I've been burned many times. So what can end up happening with this trade right here is, let's say next on the 5th at close, right, SoFi is trading below 28. Well, that's an ideal situation. We don't have to buy the shares. It's trading at, like, let's say 29, 30, it's whatever, right? Anything above 28, our contract expires worthless, so we don't have to buy our 100 shares of SoFi, and then we just put our money to work on a different play or a different opportunity. But the second thing that can happen, and this is the biggest risk selling these puts, especially on a very volatile stock like SoFi, guys, is like, for example, let's say you did sell this put, right, this 28 put, and on Friday it closes and it's at this bottom Bollinger Band where it was around $24. $24, right? On the 21st, it was trading at $24. Guys, like, this is why the premiums are so inflated on SoFi. But for me, I'm fine with it. And more on that in a second. But you would have gotten assigned a stock that's trading at $24. You would have been assigned at 28. So you got to understand the risks of this strategy. That it is a big risk, but worst case scenario with this strategy is that you are stuck holding a stock, right? So for me, the way I mitigate it is, number one, I only trade stocks that I believe in long term, because when I sell this put, when I sell that 24 put, that 25 put, I am just assuming I already am going to have to buy those shares. Well, some of you will try to roll these positions out. And in my opinion, with SoFi, I've had a lot of success rolling, but most of the time you're like kicking a can down the road that you should in a trade that you should have never been involved in. But with SoFi being so volatile, right? Like, in my opinion, this is like, look, guys, this was on the 21st. SoFi was trading at this 24-ish, 25-ish level, right? The chances are pretty high. Like, this is where you have to kind of look at a little bit of technical analysis, because like the delta is sure, like I get, I just believe, like, again, you have to kind of make your own judgment case, right? With a situation like this. Like, for me, when I see that, I'm like, it screams high risk to me, this 28 put right now for the weekly. So high risk meaning I'm going to have to buy the shares. And because SoFi has been just so hot right now, to me, even if I took assignment at 28, like, I'm okay with it because I'm fine holding it. But I do worry if we do see a downtrend and let's say we're start trading around like a 23, 24 level, I'm not even going to be able to do covered calls on my SoFi shares. So that's the key, right? Because if I got assigned, I have to, right? I have to then, right, be comfortable holding those shares until I'm able to do covered calls on it. And that's part of the reasons I invented the Ark Options Strategy, because it forces, I really primarily do this on dividend paying stocks. So at least I'm collecting, some dividends on here. And then there's also a new indicator I've been using a lot as well. Some of you might be wondering what this indicator here is, and that is called the volume profile. And I've kind of been using this a little bit. I don't think it's necessary. I brought it up to our private group that I've been using it. I don't think it's necessary. My biggest indicators that I love is obviously RSI is like probably number one. I would say is the number one indicator for option sellers, at least the way I do it. My 200 and 300 day moving average are absolutely critical. That's where I want to be selling my puts in if I can. Obviously with SoFi, it's not really a possibility, and collect good premium. And then, of course, Bollinger Band. But the Bollinger Bands and RSI, in my opinion, you can kind of, you can kind of use them in hand with each other. I kind of like just merge them together in one indicator. But then the volume profile is nice because it kind of overlays this volume chart here vertically on your chart, and kind of just shows you, right, the volume that was traded at that price, which is interesting. Again, I'm still kind of working out my full strategy with it, but it is pretty decent. Right. I think as option sellers, we don't need to be overcomplicating technical analysis. I do believe in long term, we are better off being more fundamental analysis of a company as opposed to technical analysis, because the technicals the technicals can lie, like in my opinion, right? But the fundamentals of a company, that's the cold hard facts, right? So in my opinion, fundamental analysis is a better place. But of course, everybody likes technical analysis because they like to draw on the candlesticks and be the Picassos. But guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe button. Also, if you want all my calculators and my trade log templates, all that good stuff, it's all free. Click that first link in the description of today's video. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.